Coming up on this episode of Down the Rabbit Hole on the Mindscaped Podcast.
Did you vote EFF?
Now that is a question I will never answer. But I promise you I was close there, so maybe of stealing. And I said, let me see who's looting here.
No,
white people, bro. White people. So now you're going to say it's white people jat.
And you know
That's
what?
the culture of white people to loot.
Our South Africans.
It's nothing to do with race.
Our South Africans are moving out the country. Unsafe.
Yeah.
Where are you going? Why?
London.
I'm in London. That nothing affects Muslims is problematic.
Yeah.
For us to think that there's no affairs happening within the Muslim community is problematic.
Absolutely.
For us to think that there's no dating, there's no sex happening is problematic. You are lying to yourself.
Yeah.
That's the reality of this. You're lying to yourself.
Welcome to the Mindscaped Podcast. Politics, environment, history, mental health, business, religion, people, and philosophy. Escape to the real world.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to another episode of Down the Rabbit Hole with me, Nazir Jaman, and Shaheen. Shaheen, what's going on, bro?
Oh God,
Where have you been?
I've been in the mother city.
How's Cape Town? Cold?
Cape Town's cold and windy. Unfortunately, it has had a lot of rain.
Yeah.
So a lot of parts of Cape Town have been flooded.
Yeah.
So we've been helping out there with the flood victims.
You got your boots on?
Got my boots on, got my jacket on. I'm clean, as they say, I'm clean.
Well, it's serious stuff. Climate change is real. We always spoke about it. I think one of the next podcasts we're going to do is on environment. We're going to thrash out some of the myths that happen. But you seeing it as a humanitarian worker, I'm sure you're seeing that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because Cape Town is freezing. I'm currently in Durban, and Durban is hot.
Yeah.
Have you seen what's tomorrow's temperature?
No.
30 plus.
Oh, my gosh.
Cape
And that's
Town-
winter.
Yeah, and Cape Town hasn't yet even hit 20s, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like, you're 2 hours apart, and there's like two different worlds you come into. I actually saw someone on social media, a guy from Cape Town.
Yeah.
He came here and he was like, "Oh my God, I'm going to the beach. It's 8 o'clock in the morning and I'm at the beach." In Cape Town, unfortunately, you can't do that. You will freeze.
Look at that, huh?
Yeah, it's cold. But with all that being said, it's a beautiful city and it's been battered at the moment with the weather.
Yeah. So we pray that Allah keep everyone safe, and that the charities out there that are doing some great work. So keep that going. People need help wherever they can, and the donors who have been donating. We always say local is lekker, right?
Yeah, of course. And if anyone wants to donate, please check out Penny Appeal South Africa at www.pennyappeal.org.za.
Right, Shaheen, down the rabbit hole we go. There has been some incredible journeys. We're going to come to the last podcast for sure. I want to start off with something also local at home with the news that we just received yesterday.
About Floyd.
About Floyd, man.
Well, that was a shocker for me.
Bra Floyd, what's happening?
I actually felt sorry for
Malema
when I watched it.
I saw his face, man.
When I watched his interview.
His face.
It was like, and I think if I'm not mistaken, he said last time he felt like this or something similar to this when his mom passed away.
Passed away, man.
I mean, that's kind of crazy. I never expected that.
And the move to MK.
Yeah, it's like a slap in the face.
But their policies are pretty much similar in a lot of ways. But I think one of the dangerous parts is the xenophobia, right?
Xenophobia, yeah.
That's going to be interesting because I don't know how strong MK is as in becoming more Afrocentric and Pan-African.
Yeah, but funny enough, with the people that we know personally, the people we speak to, the MK, over and above the African support, has much more support from Indians, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
From KZN.
Yeah.
In comparison to EFF. EFF, I don't know anyone non-African that actually supports them openly.
Yeah.
On the other hand, MK, I mean, we saw this in the last elections.
Plenty.
MK has a lot of support from non-Africans.
Yeah. So and that's because of Zuma, purely because of Zuma.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Without Zuma, there's no MK.
Well, that's going to be an interesting one. I mean, why the Indians like Zuma? The Guptas love them.
Because he can dance.
He can dance.
He can dance.
All right. Yeah. So, I mean, that's crazy news to hear. And a few other members, and even Malema said there's going to be a few other members that are going to be joining. And what happens to the EFF now?
Yeah, that's the question.
Do you think it's the end of the EFF? Or can they withstand the storms that come?
I think they're going to take a hit.
Yeah.
Initially.
They already took a hit, right?
And it's as much as a lot of people don't like Floyd, it's very hard to fill his shoes.
Yeah.
It's very, very hard. And you're going to need someone actually better than him to fill his shoes in order to in order to propel this forward. Because think about it, if Malema wasn't around, who's the next leader?
It was Floyd.
If it was Floyd.
It
now,
was Floyd, yeah.
Who's the next leader? I don't know. I could be the guy from Parliament. I forgot his name.
Not Andile. What is it?
The guy that talks a lot in the Parliament. I don't know, but he's not as affluent, I think, as Floyd.
It's gonna be a tough one for the EFF. I mean, as I said the last time, pre-elections, they have one of the best policies. If you're looking at it from a humanitarian scope, they have one of the best policies. Even in comparing it to the ANC. That's my personal opinion. I just feel, for me, your policy could be amazing, just like the ANC. We said their policy is good, but the implementation was horrific.
So the $1 million question would be: did you vote EFF?
Now that is a question I will never answer. But I promise you, I was close there, so maybe.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, it's funny with politics. A lot of people would agree with you that EFF had the best
policy.
But yet you ask most of these people, did you vote EFF? They will say no.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
It is because, as I say, it's you don't base your vote just on the policy. You base it on the personality. You base it on the structures.
I mean, with that being said, you also base it on a lot of
reputation.
People, a lot of people base it on race and religion.
Race, religion. Yeah, we spoke about it the last time. Yeah.
So let's flip it a bit.
Yeah.
How many Muslims voted for the Al-Jama?
Yeah, not all.
And then he went to the false prophet.
To what was it?
Bushiri, I forgot. Malawi. Yeah.
Yeah, Bushiri.
For me, I mean, I didn't vote Al-Jama. And Al-Jama always came out and said they're representing Muslims.
No, then they changed and became a spiritual party.
Yeah, but it was still at the forefront.
Yeah.
Muslims.
Yeah.
As much as what everyone wants to say, we all can see the underlining thing, right?
Yeah.
But here's something interesting, and I think this is where I was frustrated and I got a bit angry. There was a commentator on social media, non-Muslim guy, that came out and said, "Well, you backed the wrong prophet." I mean, that's a slap in the face for all
Absolutely,
Muslims.
disgusting.
Because as much as you say we're spiritual, you still represent Muslims.
Yeah.
And for me, that was like, wow.
Yeah. I don't understand and what value that gave him.
And here's the thing, I can't refute the commentator. I actually am in agreement with him.
Yeah.
You backed the wrong prophet.
And speaking about that, they then joined the GNU.
Yeah, well, that's very interesting.
Which to me is not GNU, right? There's no such thing as the GNU. To me, it's a coalition. It's a grand coalition of all your bras together with your DA, Israeli supporter.
Yeah, but
I don't understand that. How do you sleep at night?
The question you ask yourself, the question you ask all those that supported the ANC, do they actually regret supporting the ANC at the moment?
I think they should.
Do you think the coalition would be better for the country?
You see, the question was, if there was...
right now, what's it, 3 months, 2 months?
They say the first 100 days. What impact have you seen? Except Mama Africa not getting a free seat.
And there's been a prison shakedown.
And a couple of prison shakedowns. Yeah, they did wrestle.
That was crazy.
That was good, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know.
But I mean, I expected way more. So far, how many days? 60 days, you're saying?
Yeah.
I'm expecting superstar changing because that's what the DA promised. Then they'll tell you, oh, we need time. So how much time? I really want to know.
Well, maybe the DA would allow the ANC to fail and say, well, we tried, we pushed it, but they didn't allow us. So give us the opportunity now.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a ploy. You don't know.
So Gayton yesterday, or the day before, he said, even if Ramaphosa gives me the seat of Home Affairs now, I will still not take it. I will still stay in sports and recreation.
I don't think so. I really don't think so.
But
he's making a lot of waves within the sporting world, South African sporting world, especially with the Olympics.
Yeah.
So let's see. I mean, it was kind of sad. I don't know if you saw the story where the silver medalist, she had to pay out of her own pocket.
Yes.
I actually know people.
Even the hockey team.
The previous World Cup were South African shooters.
Yeah.
Had no support and they were offered to go to the Olympics, but they were told to pay from their own pocket. And they basically said, screw you. I don't need this.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad that we don't have money for for those representing South Africa.
Absolutely.
It's disgusting.
It makes no sense.
It's disgusting.
Well, where is the funds going to then?
I
It's
didn't
not
know,
going
I
to the
didn't
people
know
who are actually
that
going to
we send
participate.
up supporters. And we spend
Well,
so
that
much
Mama
on-
Africa
Yeah,
story,
and the amount of money we spend on that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem sending supporters up.
Yeah.
Right, these super fans. But although Gaten said if you're a super fan, you should be paying for yourself, which is fair.
But you
also.
should be saving your own money to go and do this.
Which I'm saying the expense is my question.
Yeah.
I'm saying I don't mind people, you're applying and show that you're available and you want to go and support. I think it's okay, but I think it's about how much you're spending. They don't need business class flights.
Yeah, that's
They don't
kind
need
of crazy.
5-star accommodation.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Business class.
Decent stuff that you can provide. You know what I'm saying? Maybe book your own accommodation, but we'll get you a flight.
Yeah, I think even the hockey team, the entire team had to.
Kokela.
Yeah, I think it was 300,000 plus per person.
Yeah. That's
It's-
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. South Africa, you know what? South African sport is just a joke.
But now, did you see the
rugby is great.
Yeah. No, wait. Maritzburg United. So what happened?
No,
He's moving cities.
what you mean? Moving
Maritzburg United has just wrote a letter. It's a very sad letter saying due to the lack of support from the municipality, we're now having to change our city. So Maritzburg United, I don't know if they're going to change the name.
Oh, they're
also.
changing the name. They have to change the name then.
Will they have to
Yeah,
change
you
the
have
name?
to change the name.
So he says we're moving to a new city and we'll tell you when we'll move. Just so the
Because the
article.
name represents where we're from. That's our home ground.
Wow.
So it's
So
like-
what happens to the
so
players?
so it's like
what
saying-
are the players from Peter Maritzburg?
So it's like saying Manchester United writes and comes out, okay, we're not getting any support.
moving to
from-
Liverpool.
We're moving to Liverpool. You can't have the name Manchester.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so
Oh, so the city that the club will move to.
they're representing the city because
That's gonna be
generally the city should support the team because the team generates funds
Right.
for the city in the sense of the stadium and
Yeah.
whatever else is around there.
Yeah.
It brings in the crowd.
So that's why you feel like homegrown. This is our guys.
Yeah.
I wonder which city he's moving to, though.
I don't
But
know.
that means so sad. I mean, you don't get support from your own municipal city.
I think in Durban at the moment
municipality.
it's Amazulu.
I'm a Zulu, I know. I see
And
them.
shit, there's
Not
another,
Sundowns,
There's
no.
no. There's another one that I think Golden Arrows.
Oh, okay.
I think. I don't know. I actually stopped watching South African football.
Is it?
Yeah,
Why?
I missed the golden days of South African football with Dr.
We did play well in the last
with Dr.
Cup.
Kumalo and Phil Masinga and Lucas Radebe and
I remember
and
George
Mark Fish.
Comentarakis.
Yeah. I missed that. I mean,
Oh, Mark Fish, yeah,
For
yeah.
me, that was the golden era. Ever since then, compared to now, I think the football standard has actually dropped,
Yeah.
and it's no more exciting.
Well, Gaten, yes, the other thing you can do, brother. Put some money in Bafana. Let's see, you
They need
can
to
get
put
one
money-
win.
We need to put money in more into
Banyana.
Have you actually seen most of the swimmers,
Yeah.
South African swimmers? Do you know most of them don't train in South Africa
Why?
because of funding and facilities? They train overseas.
Jeez.
So you need money for the sport. You can't be a poor person.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
Yeah, for coach and clothing and
Yeah, and travel and food and diet and you can't. You either need a very good sponsor,
right.
or
Physiotherapy, all that.
Yeah. So we don't really invest in sport. We invest maybe in football. Now we're investing heavily into rugby, cricket, but that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't see anything else. We don't have the facility. I mean, tell me something. When last you been to a public pool?
Ages ago.
I mean, you remember the golden days? Our parents would.
Yeah, we used to go to Tills Crescent.
Yeah. I used to go to the one on the beachfront. I forgot what's it called. It was there where the so-called Muslim Park was.
Oh,
with
yeah.
the slides.
The other side.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
it was
the
near
main.
Water Wonderland.
On the other, where's that?
You don't remember Water Wonderland?
No.
Really?
Water Wonderland.
Yeah. But it was the park with all the slides. It was like
Oh, it's
a
still
double-
there. It's still there. It's still
No,
there.
it's not.
Water Wonderland's still there.
No, it's not. It moved to Ushaka.
Oh, where was this one you're talking
This
about?
one was by the so-called Muslim Park.
Where Sunkist used to be.
Yes.
Oh, there was a water park.
Oh
there.
my
I
God,
don't
it was
remember that.
massive.
I don't remember that. No.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh my God, you're showing
You're
your
very
age.
old. Yeah, you show your age.
Yeah, but that was amazing. Those slides were amazing. Really moved all of that, and that was like $15, I think, at that time, to get in there. But other than that, I mean, and then we used to use a pool in town at opposite City Hall.
There was a pool opposite City Hall.
Yeah, public pool.
Where?
Directly opposite City Hall.
Wow.
Directly opposite.
Bro, you in
Smith Street.
What, you born in the 70s?
No, please. And plus, I look good for my age, yeah?
I guess so. If you say so. What do you guys think? Huh?
A fine wine.
Oh, gosh. Or you could be Tabasco sauce. You know, they ferment Tabasco sauce.
Yeah, like hot like a chicken tikka.
All right. So much I could say, I was going to stop myself. Yeah. So, I mean, just leading on this GNU story and leading up to our beauty pageants.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I just look at Gaten McKenzie's face and say, I'm a hambe.
Wow. But
Chiddima. Bye-bye, Chiddima.
Did you see... did you read that...
just on that, while you're thinking of that, we spoke about this on our second or third podcast, where we spoke about what makes you South African. And we were going down about me being Memon, remember?
Yeah.
And Indian.
Yeah.
And the exact same story has now gone out to play. So what you were saying?
The Nigerian government or the Nigerian Miss Nigeria affiliation has asked her to come take part in Nigeria.
Oh, is it?
Now imagine, I actually think they will make her win.
They will make her win.
And they will like, pataks, slap South Africa in the face.
Yeah. But here's the thing, right? We asked this question of what makes you South African.
Yeah, but wait. Before you go there, did her mother commit a crime?
Well, I don't know. There's no case. There's no
So
trial.
what are they saying? Is it a
and there's
fake
no
passport?
judgment. So it's claims, but I want to see a case and judgment.
Well, what are they saying? Fake,
Then I'll believe it.
Fake documents, or what are they saying?
Apparently, it was some fake documents that she had.
Yeah, but this
submitted.
shit has been happening for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
But they're saying that's not the point. The point is that Chiddima's parents are illegal, or mother is illegal.
But she's born in South Africa.
She's born in South Africa, speaks like a South African.
So what does it make
Has
her?
South African culture in her. So this is the question. What makes you South African? Right? I give you an example. My sisters are living in London. Got citizenship. They got dual citizenship now.
They're
right?
British.
Now the children that are born there.
British.
My sisters are they British or South African? They're living there now. They're for
Passport?
like 10,
What
15
passport
years.
they got?
They got both passports.
It's based on your passport. That's it. I don't.
South
base
Africa
it on
allows
it.
dual. No, but I don't believe it should be based on your passport
it's based
because
on
you
your
got dual citizenship now. So how South Africa allows dual citizenship,
Yeah, because she likes her bread buttered on both sides.
right? Fair enough. But here's the thing. No, but I was asking the question: what benefit and what impact does she have, or or does someone living in London with dual citizenship have for South Africa? They don't have any impact, right?
Nothing.
They're not giving us.
Unless you're sending your money back.
Yeah, so they're not having a positive or negative impact. It's a neutral impact. But they have the benefit that they can come back whenever they wish.
Yeah, I mean, holding a British
South Africa holds that as a benefit because we have someone who's educated who can come back to our land.
Yes, and they hope South Africa
That they will send the money back.
The money would come back into South
based on
Africa.
the dual citizenship.
Yeah.
But now what are the children?
British.
They're British?
Yeah, of course.
Not South African?
No way. They don't eat pap and fleis.
No.
They
eat mushy peas.
They're having mushy peas and fish and fish and chips.
Fish and chips.
Yeah, that's what they're having. No, I mean, in all honesty.
Oh, and jacket potato.
Okay, so
That's
here's the thing.
Beans. I don't understand it.
Do they speak posh? What
Yeah,
accent
they
do
speak.
have? Okay,
The kids speak.
Okay,
that,
so
yeah.
come on. It's like you
No,
coming.
but now you
It's
see,
like
you're
you speaking.
basing it on-
It's like you speaking.
you're
No, this
basing
is
it
a
on-
joke. This is a joke. You're coming back with your posh accent and you're in Chatsworth.
So, like, here's an example: like a
And you're gonna
German
say-
child.
And you're gonna say I'm a Chatsworthian. Like really?
Chatsworthian, no.
Come on.
Here's the thing: a German family comes to South Africa.
Yeah.
They have a child here, gets
Yeah.
registered. Now, to me, this is where I believe the point is. Where is your birth registration? That's
No,
where I
okay.
think should determine your citizenship. And
But they're growing up here as well.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
They get born here,
Yeah.
and they're growing up here.
Yeah.
They speak fluent Zulu,
Yeah.
not a word of German.
Right.
Now, would we South Africans call them South African, or would we call them German?
I would
These
call them.
kids.
I would call them South African.
I also call them South African. Now, here's the thing. They come here, they get born here, they live here maybe 1 year, and the rest of their life they live in Germany. They speak no word of Zulu, they don't know the South African culture, but their birth certificate says they are
No,
South
it's
African.
where you spend most of your time. That's it. I mean,
So now you're giving me multiple things. You're saying it's
No, think about it.
accent, where you live.
no, the accent is a joke, right?
okay.
In all seriousness, is where you spend most of your time. So, for example, you and I moved to England.
So it's not just a paper then.
No. It's
So you said passport, right?
no, because passport is
It's
basically in today's time,
Not-
right?
okay.
Because if we go back 200 years,
Yeah.
there's no such thing as a passport.
No.
We traveled, and in the Muslim culture, you took on the name of the area you either died or you either were born in.
Yeah.
Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jailani is from an area called Gailan.
Yeah.
Gailan in Iran. Khaja, what's his name, from India.
Gharib
Nawaz. At the end of his name is Ajmeri. He died in Ajmer. Rabia Basra. Hassan al-Basri, Basra. It all depends on the culture you follow and where you come from, based on the name I'm talking about, right? Yeah. So if my kids, inshallah, I had kids, my kids grow up in the US, they will be American. I mean, I remember a sheikh came down, a Syrian sheikh, and he found us so odd. It was his first time in South Africa, and he found us so odd that South Africans, the Indian community, was still calling themselves Indians. Yet you had no affiliation to India.
Absolutely.
And then he was like, I don't call myself an Assyrian American. My children are born there. They have never been to Syria.
But then you get African American, for example.
Yeah, that I think is bullshit.
But you see, you're acknowledging your ethnicity.
No. Then
your citizenship.
Then you should say, I'm a white American. I'm a Dutch American.
Yeah, because the globalized world that you live in.
No, that's rubbish. That alone is bringing in racism and division. You're either an American or you're nothing. You're either South African. I can't be South African, Indian, Pakistani.
But yeah, exactly. Every single white person, every single white person in America, technically, is a foreigner.
100%.
Yeah.
No, it's you are a foreigner.
So
Yeah. So it's like it's like saying,
where do you draw the line?
It's like saying a Pakistani comes here. I am South African, Pakistani, but also Indian because Pakistan was part of India.
From India.
Right? Which is wider Hindustan. So in essence,
I'm
Hindustani.
They would not like you saying that.
Well, whatever it is. But the point being,
how far
do you go back? What we always spoke about. At what point now do you say, hey, listen, I'm no more South African. I am actually American or British or Nigerian or whatever.
Yeah.
That's
so you say Chiddima is South African?
Yeah, 100%. It's like, and yes, something interesting.
She's more African than the actual winner. That's what I'm saying.
I think in the Ottoman time, the ruling was, before you issue any fatwa and stuff like that, you had to emerge and understand and live within the local community within a certain time frame.
Absolutely. To understand the cultural nuances.
To understand the cultural, the nuances and the life and the conversation.
Not
and
just gunshot fatwas.
No.
Is it halal? Haram. Is it halal?
Yeah.
It's halal.
Because, yes, something interesting, right? If we go back, say, 100 years or just maybe less than 100 years.
Yeah.
If I was born in Namibia, what would I be?
You'd be Namibian.
No, I'd be Southwest African.
Oh, yes.
And if I was born in Zimbabwe,
no idea.
Rhodesian.
Oh, yeah, Rhodesian. Yeah.
Which is all part of South Africa,
in
essence.
Exactly, Lesotho, where you...
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yes, very interesting.
But what I think happened to our Nigerian sister, our South African sister, I think that was very wrong.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to dissect her, then you need to dissect everyone.
Absolutely.
You can't just do it for her. You need to dissect every single one.
There was one of the winners.
Every single one that won a medal in the Olympics.
Yeah, there was one apparently Italian or something like that.
No, she's in Parliament, I think. Right? The one that won I forgot, Tatiana, I think her name is.
Yeah.
Her parents or grandparents are Dutch.
So, I mean, how far do you draw the line? Saying all that, I'm still not a fan of beauty pageants. I don't understand them. I just feel in this world of
you don't watch
objectification of women.
When they ask them,
you're basing yourself on a swimsuit. Those are the hilarious ones. But wait, for what reason?
They're showing you their cellulite.
Yeah. So why we don't? It just makes no sense to have beauty pageants.
Okay.
I think they're full of objectification of women.
I used to enjoy.
And 90% of it, you're based on the clothing and their style and how they look, not on their brains. Which is one question that they ask them: how would you save the world?
World peace.
So speaking about the world that we live in, this globalized world, looking at the riots that happened in Southport, I mean, when it happened, we were talking, you and I, and we were just
so just
shocked.
For our audience, Southport is
that's in London. That's where there was a kid, I think it was 17 or 18 years old, who then went in a classroom and just started stabbing children and adults and killing, I think, 3 other children.
Yeah, the children were under 7, I think. Quite young.
And they were doing some Taylor Swift dance. That's one of the articles there. I don't know what that related to the issue. But the problem was you had this proliferation of fake news that spread like wildfire. the kid is Muslim. He's an immigrant, illegal immigrant from his family. Gave him a name, Al-Haq something, Al-Shabazz something, proper Arab name. And it just went viral. And that's when you and I were speaking. And then you see these riots that came out. I told my family here, and I told people who I know who are racist that I met, and I said, when South Africa had looting, what did you say? Who was doing the looting? You said it was black people. And you said that's who they are. No, this is what people told me.
Black people. Did they see Macro?
Black people, yeah.
Did they watch the videos outside Macro?
And then worst on top of that, those racists told me, oh, that's how they are. That's who they are. That's what we say, they're jat. That's their culture of stealing. And I said, let me see who's looting here.
No,
white people, bro. White people. So now you're going to say it's white people jat.
And you know
that's the culture of white people to loot.
Our South Africans.
It's nothing to do with race.
Our South Africans are moving out the country. Unsafe.
Yeah.
Where are you going? Why?
London.
I'm in London. You're going to see your ass in London.
Town. They broke cars. You know what they're doing? They're walking through the streets.
Yeah.
I know it's not only against black or Indian. It was also against like white people themselves, Polish people, and
it was against anyone that wasn't English.
Yes, and not illegal immigrants. They were just talking about immigrant. They just said this place is getting a bit too much like curry, bro.
Yeah.
It's smelling too much like curry.
Yeah, but what they don't.
And the guy was like, "Do you like curry?" I do like curry.
And the Queen eats curry.
The Queen eats curry.
Yeah, it was rather sad what happened. But here's the thing, especially from a South African thing, because South Africa always gets negative news.
Yeah,
it was such a breath of fresh air to see it coming from the UK.
Yeah,
I mean, even though it was a bad thing. I mean, Elon Musk, if I'm not mistaken, tweeted, "Civil war."
Yeah, it's coming.
Civil war is coming in the UK. I mean, that's crazy. That for me is you are inciting something.
And the head of this whole thing was sitting on, I don't know, some island just chilling.
Which guy? What's his name?
Tommy Robinson.
Tommy Robinson. He's another idiot.
He's just stoking the fires. But here's the point, right? It's about fake news that just spread. Firstly, the guy is not a Muslim.
He's British.
He's British.
He's born there.
He's not an immigrant.
Yes.
He's from, but family is from Rwanda, right?
Yes, his family came there legally and applied for citizenship.
Right.
Yeah.
And so all of that just got washed away, that it was nothing to do with him. It was, again, it's a British person doing this. And then for whatever reason, I think the whole investigation will happen. But here's the problem, this fake news that spread. Now, yesterday I watched an article.
Wait, just on that. The fake news also spread also because of the hatred towards Muslim or anyone that's not white.
Absolutely.
That's because if you flip it a bit, and you remove the Muslim component or the immigration component out of it, you wouldn't have had this. So it's hatred towards foreigners and it's hatred towards Muslims, and most Muslims in the UK are foreigners, in essence, which basically caused these riots. Some of the mosques, if I'm not mistaken, were actually vandalized and attacked.
Yeah, attacked.
But bravo to the Muslims and the minority community in the UK, because they didn't take any shit.
They didn't, bro.
They hit back. Yeah.
But I'm glad the leaders were very strong in saying, do not do what they're doing.
Yeah.
Do not attack back if you're not being attacked.
Yeah.
Do not go do violent acts. Don't be crazy people like how they are doing.
Yeah.
These hooligans.
Liverpool Mosque, I forgot what's it called. Abdullah something.
Yeah.
It's one of the oldest mosques, masjids in Liverpool. It was actually set up by a English Riots.
Wow.
They actually had this open door policy. So when they were protesting outside the masjid, the Muslims, when they go, gave them tea.
Yeah, I saw that. And gave them hugs.
Gave them hugs. So it actually opened up. It was a beautiful way to open up dialogue.
Absolutely.
And they invited them into the masjid, and then they spoke about
who they are, what they do.
Yeah, and the situation that they're currently doing. Because, I mean, as Andrew Tate says, the Muslim is starving and the white person is starving.
Yeah.
The Muslim wants better for his kids and the white person wants
Absolutely.
better for the kids.
Absolutely.
We have more in common than you actually
Because
think.
we're human beings.
100%.
If you, watching us today, have not spoken directly to a person that you have hate for, and you haven't met someone, but you heard your community leader or your church leader or your religious leader or some leader of yours, and some video you're watching is saying, these are the type of people that they are, go and talk to those people. Go have a conversation with them, sit with them, have a cup of tea, have a cup of coffee, and your mind will change.
You know what this reminds me of?
Yeah.
When we went to Palestine for the first marathon, and we drove past certain areas, and while we were in the bus, you could see signs saying, do not enter this area. The Israeli government, I'm paraphrasing.
So we were going from Jerusalem into Bethlehem, into the West Bank.
And there were areas on the way that had basically boom gates and signs saying do not enter.
Yeah.
And then there was actually a sign that said do not enter, and if you enter, you will enter at your own risk and you will be killed.
Yeah.
So it really painted this perception that everyone who lives here are animals, and whoever comes in is going to murder you.
And then we go into the Church of Holy, where Jesus or Isa alayhi salam was born.
Church of Nativity.
The Nativity, yeah. And then you see all different cultures and people just coming there.
Yeah.
It's just incredible.
It's quite amazing because it's like coming to South Africa and it's like every person that leaves South Africa tell you, oh my God, there's so much crime. Did we not see someone get mugged in the UK?
in front of us.
In front of us.
In
and
Manchester.
He starts crying.
Yeah.
And he comes to us like, help me. Like, bro, go and sort it out.
Yeah.
What you want me to do? I mean, the same thing happens all over the world.
We are street smart, you get clubbed first thing.
Like, you'll get broken. Crime happens all over the world. It's, it's how you take it.
Yeah.
The grass.
And I agree, South Africa may have more violent crime, right? I mean, I know people in Australia's homes are being broken into. If they leave for more than a week, there's these guys watching the home. They see no one is in there. They don't go generally while someone is there in the house with a gun and shoot people out.
Yeah.
It's generally someone who's not there. They wait and then they take everything.
Yeah, but that doesn't take away crime is crime.
Crime is crime. No, but I'm saying violent crime.
Yeah. Violent crime.
So going back to the whole issue of fake news.
Yeah.
So yesterday I watched this clip. I think it was BBC. And they're doing an investigation on where did the actual fake news start. And they looked at multiple websites. And
was it not Tommy?
No. One of the newspaper news websites that they found, and I can't remember the name of it, Channel something.
Must
news.
be Daily Mail.
No.
Because Daily Mail in the UK is kind of hectic.
No. Pakistan.
What?
Bro, the team flew, they got the Pakistani team to go and find the house. You're driving through this very fancy neighborhood, and next thing is this dodgy looking house. It's where this website of this news website is. They enter the door, the guy standing at the door, and he says, are you so-and-so from the newspaper? He said, yeah. And he say, well, you shared this first article that we found in our research, which said that this person was a Muslim. And he's like, yeah, I fired the staff that actually did that. It started off in Pakistan, bro. So a Muslim guy came and asked
the shits against the Muslims was started off by a Muslim.
By a staff in a newspaper article. And then
where did he get his information from?
And they didn't stop it. That's the thing. So are they being funded is my question.
He's a munafiq.
Absolutely.
Because where did he get his information from? He doesn't.
And he's like, no, I fired the person. And
but does he have a team that's living in England?
No, it's a newspaper article that looks like an American news article as well. If you look at the page, you think it's an American news source, news agency.
That's shocking.
That is
I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
That's really shocking. Wow.
So this is how fake news proliferates and can cause such damage. People's lives are at stake. People's homes, properties, safety because of fake news. And the same thing happened here in South Africa with IOL, one of the largest news sources that we all go to, are the ones that went and go and say Mo Vauda, the guy who lives in near me here, we are friends of ours that we know, we hosted him at an event, is a massive, I follow the Twitter account, you follow the Twitter account, Ghulam MV.
But Mo Vauda...
He's such a hardcore, I'm like, no, I know Mo Vauda, bro. Mo Vauda is not a guy who can talk like that, right? Although he's a professor of population studies, but the stuff that this Ghulam account has...
But he does look like a Ghulam.
I think they got confused because he does a skit as a Ghulam.
Oh, does he?
He does a skit, yeah. So now, they probably found that, and MMV and M Vauda, they put all together. And then to say it was a technical error.
That bullshit technical error because they put up his bloody picture. Technical error. Like, it's someone went and uploaded this.
Yeah, you designed this thing.
Because it had...
he had pictures of him and everything.
Given his
credentials
and his credentials. So how is that a technical error?
My God.
I hope he actually sued them.
Well, yeah, he's got his lawyers working on it, and then they made this very bad apology. Have you seen the apology video?
Yeah.
It looked weird, like it's the structure of the video and how it is shot. And dude, put some money in the video to make an apology.
But what do you think about the Ghulam account?
I asked, we'll do a better job.
What do you think about the Ghulam account?
The Ghulam account is amazing, bro. This guy's got some heavy stories. They said it's some person in the presidency that is giving the information.
Muslim?
I don't think it's Muslim.
Because Ghulam means slave.
Yeah,
I'm not mistaken. So he's
but they
a
said they
slave
found
or
the right person, Ghulam Muhammad, some guy in some small town.
That's him.
Apparently they found. I don't know the details.
Bro, this all had. If people don't know, his information is to the T.
Ooh, before it happens,
He's giving you images and stuff. It's crazy. He's getting. He's got what 300 or 400,000 followers, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, but Mo Wada needs to do stand up on Gulam.
Yeah. Will the real Gulam please stand up?
That's a good one. Will the real Gulam please stand up?
That's his next season.
You should actually make a song because he sings.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Will the real Gulam please stand up? Please stand up.
But I mean, we're laughing, but the guy was stressed, bro. His life, he had to hide his children. Here's the other problem. That's what I'm saying. Exactly what this fake news does. Is it was getting death threats from EFF members.
And MK. I think
and
it's
MK
as
members.
well. Yeah. But
So,
I'm glad he's safe, and I'm glad all this has ended.
Yeah, but the psychological impact that it has on your life and your family and your kids and your wife, what the heck, man?
Yeah. Because now they always
And your IOL, you're a big news article.
I take my information from IOL.
I do not take jack from them anymore.
I used to.
Most unreliable now.
So who owns my broadband?
I don't know my broadband, but this is owned by
Iqbal.
Iqbal Survey, yeah. And he's also got his own issues.
Yeah. He owns quite a few media houses.
I trust nothing now, bro. I only trust Mindscaped Podcast.
But
You heard that?
100%. I mean, it's like I watched a video before. I think it's by Denzel Washington, and they asked him about something about fake news, and he says, if you're getting your information from the newspaper or wherever, I'm paraphrasing, right?
Yeah.
You will be ill-informed.
Oh, wow.
Right? But if you don't take it, you will not be informed at all. So what do?
You have to choose that.
You know, it's like there was a sheikh, a scholar I met a while back, and we were talking about the different branches of the different sects in Islam.
Yeah.
And he said, in order for you to understand everything, you need to read everything.
Absolutely.
Right now, so similar when it comes to fake news. You need to read everything in order for you to...
But you don't just take it and say, this is the gospel. You take it, introspect, find other sources and say, what does somebody else say about this? What is another article? What does Mindscape say about it? Then you say, okay, this is now, I can stipulate this could be the truth. Could be the truth.
Do you know what this reminds me of? COVID time.
Oh.
Everyone's news came from WhatsApp.
You want to bring out our man Fauci.
Everyone's news came from WhatsApp.
Yeah.
While they were sitting on the toilet.
This auntie said, no, you must rub turmeric right on your forehead and it'll come right.
That was crazy. COVID time was a crazy time. But now, I don't know if you've seen, there's
monkeypox. Whatever.
Yeah, have you seen it?
Something like that, yeah.
They've issued out
monk virus.
They've issued out a warning.
Hey, bro, who's going to believe this stuff now?
No, but this looks scary. Have you seen what they look like?
How many? 1,700 deaths or something?
I don't know. But it looks scary.
You get bumps all over you and you feel like fluish.
Yeah, but how is it spread?
How are you feeling fluish?
I am fluish.
Oh, God.
How does it spread?
They said that if you have close contact with that person, like close. Not like COVID where you're just breathing in a room. But apparently that wasn't so scientific either.
Yeah, well, Fauci is currently being questioned, and I think he's been sued. Some of the...
So if he gets found guilty, does that mean everybody else down that line?
Didn't South Africa take the information from him?
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? The doctor.
Caprice.
The priest.
No, Caprice. That's not Caprice.
Abdul Karim.
Dr. Abdul Karim.
Didn't he get his information from him?
Yeah, they all Bill Gates and all of them are in cahoots. There.
So what did he? So in essence, did Fauci phone him and say, "Hey, everyone
1.5 meters, boss.
6 meters, 1.5 meters apart," and he went, "Okay, Lani." Like, what happened here?
Yeah.
Where all this information came from?
Look, I can understand there was not pure science behind it. There was a more strategic point behind it, right? That keep the distance. That's what they're saying. And the other, how far? They just say 1.5.
But even now, I mean, I watched something online where they're saying the vaccine did not prevent you getting COVID.
Wait. Now, where are you getting your sources from?
I actually watched a podcast. These guys
Let's not spread fake news.
These guys have been sued. Don't take my word for it. Go and research it.
You said what you said, saying you found something like
that. I watched a podcast, I think on PB, what's it called?
Ben.
Yeah.
Patrick.
Yeah. And they spoke about how the state is suing now companies because of the misinformation or the false information that they were given.
Yeah.
But that information wasn't only given to the US, it was given to all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
The world.
Yeah, and there's kind of a...
But it's so dangerous because now people become very hesitant to take information from actual news sources.
Yeah, so where do you get it besides Mindscape? Al Jazeera?
Yeah.
RT?
This is my point I tell everyone.
Everyone
has
some sort of
I'm a
bias,
scientist,
right?
and I'll tell you, you pay me, okay, I'm not going to say I do, I'm just saying as a scientist.
Oh, you can be both?
No,
Is that what you're saying?
I'm an independent registered, but as a scientist, I always question who paid and who funded this research. That's my first question.
Yeah.
Before giving the results. Then I go, okay, let me see your methodology. Then let me see the variables. Then let me see the results. That's for me the safest way to look at a scientific report because I want to know who's funding. If big, pharma is funding something, I'm being curious. Does Ozempic really work then, and what's the impact?
Yeah, but with that being said, Nazir, unfortunately, not many people are like you.
Yeah.
And most people are, or in today's time would be, oh, this influencer said it, so it must be true.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So we take
Our news
someone
sources
else's gospel
Yeah.
as haq. That's the unfortunate part about this.
No, that's not always true.
No.
So this leads us to Mindscape Podcast episode with Amina, my mom, which many people have not realized. And they were questioning, they're saying that I'm a narcissist. My mom is saying, talking about narcissism.
Yeah, they were
because
saying
I was butting into
you talking too much.
Dude, this is the point of Mindscape, is that we have a conversation, right?
A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, and they think like it's just going to be a normal podcast where you just sit and tell us and let the speaker overspeak. No, there's an engagement. It's a discussion. It's supposed to feel this lightness about it. It's not supposed to be just hardcore. We're trying to get the facts out, and so certain times we have to then engage our guests and ask them the hard questions.
Some people think we issue at fatwas.
Oh gosh. So Sheikh Shaheen and Mufti Nazir Jamal.
Mufti Nazir Jamal
You can take bayah.
Al-Afriqi.
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 No, where have we ever given a fatwa? All we're saying is this is what somebody has said and that's what somebody is saying. Where's the alim? Go speak to your local. And many times you've responded like that.
Yeah, but
Go
here's
to your local
the
alim.
thing for people that don't know. The podcast, the intention for the podcast was for us, for myself and Nazir, to start up conversations within families and within communities.
Yeah.
Conversations that no one is actually having and basically forcing the conversation to happen. Alhamdulillah, we've reached our goal of that because with the amount of comments that we have received on the good work that we're doing and how people... I mean, there was someone that reached out to me. You're going to laugh at this. And she said, my father said, I need to watch your podcast. I said, okay. Who's your father? She said, my father and mother watch your podcast and they talk about it on the supper table.
Oh my God.
And they told the daughter, the one that reached out, to start watching it because she could learn a lot.
Wow.
So amazing feedback we've received. But then you get someone who send a comment, don't issue a fatwa. And I'm like, hey, bye. What fatwa are you talking about? Like, really, what fatwa are you talking about?
Yeah.
We have never done that. We don't claim to be religious scholars, but what we do claim to be are people that are going to start up conversations.
And actually, what we
are
are
not having.
Are people of the Quran. And who are those? Those who are ponderers, those who are thinkers, those who question and find out and research. We're not just blind followers. I think that's the reality of it. So we will question and we will find out the truth and help each other find that truth. So that's why we have these podcasts. This is the point of the podcast. And alhamdulillah, the impact has been seen and felt across South Africa. And this is the funny thing, right? You're the man of the stats. Tell us those stats, man. That's scary.
So right now...
how things have changed.
Right now on...
and I think that's going to impact the next few podcasts that we have. So people need to be aware.
Yeah. So right now, if you look at Mindscape Podcast, the last podcast we actually did, if you look at the clips.
The clips that we did on...
the clips that we did on Instagram.
Yeah.
Average video, some of the videos is less than 10,000, but the numbers increase daily.
Right.
On average, our videos are hitting 17 to 30 to 60,000.
Yeah.
The biggest number at the moment.
Not boosted or anything like that.
No, not boosted. Yeah. The biggest number, and can we have a drum roll, please?
Oh, I don't know which one it is.
You killed it. Is 1.6 million.
Oh wow! I'm trying to get you. There you go.
So we've reached 1.6 million on one video. Total viewership on the entire on all, we're looking at just over 3 million. What's quite amazing about this is that our content has now reached the US market, the UK market, part of Australia. There's also a large percentage now in India,
right,
and part now in Dubai, in the Middle East. Wow. So right now we have we're not South African influencers, Nazir. We're global influencers. We're global, maybe.
Yes, I mean it's incredible how that has just boosted globally, and I think that's what's going to change some of the conversation that we have. We're not going to be too much local, right? Yeah. And we're not going to focus too much on the Muslim issues.
Yeah, 100%.
So we will focus on Muslim and other kind of communities' issues. But again, the point is that because we're seeing that there has been a change, I think it's important for us to speak to the audiences that find our stuff interesting. So we'll still keep homegrown. As you'll see in this podcast episode, we've spoken a lot of homegrown, and we also spoke about some global issues. And then our guests, hopefully now, we've seen some interesting people who want to have conversations with us.
Yeah.
That are from overseas, not local. So we may be traveling. Mindscaped will be now moving across borders soon, and as we move province to province.
Yeah, I mean, we've actually got in the talks with one or possibility. With someone from the UK.
Right.
And there's a possibility we might be traveling to the UK in the next few months. So Mindscape might set up there and we will have a few podcasts from the UK.
So here's the thing. Let's get into the topic, the issues that we found now on the responses that we've seen, and especially with you doing the anonymous questions.
Oh my God.
I'm freaked out about community, man. We've got issues.
Wait, so before we go there, one of the reasons why those numbers are so big, is that we touched on a topic that is universal, global, and every single one that has responded or has watched us is going through something, either with a family member or or went through something with an ex-partner.
So either divorce, or marriage, through marriage right now.
Yeah. The topic of narcissism is crazy, and there's also so much misinformation out there.
Yeah.
Like I don't really know until we did the podcast that it's actually a mental disorder.
Yeah, it's a proper actual diagnosis. So there's difference between narcissism and narcissistic traits.
Yeah.
Right? So I think we were referring to the issue of narcissistic traits and not purely the diagnosed disorder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that people meant for.
Yeah, and right now it's actually I would say a crime for someone to throw this word around so loosely.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind with what's currently going on, because you get in an argument with your partner or your wife or your husband, and you're like, "Oh my God, you're such a narcissistic pig." Oh my God! Like, do you know what you're saying?
Yeah.
It's, that word is thrown very loosely. It's actually been prostituted.
Yeah.
And toxic masculinity.
That's another word. Yeah.
Yeah. It's thrown around so loosely in today's time, and I don't think people actually grasp and understand what those words actually mean.
Yeah.
And the impact this has. So with that being said,
on the home front.
Yeah. If you look at our comments and the conversation that it has actually sparked. So firstly, Mindscape has actually reached its goal in starting up these conversations.
Yeah.
Which was actually great. It's phenomenal. But as you said, the anonymous questions that we put up there, and with some of the comments and some of the DMs we've been getting, I am actually very scared for our community.
You scared?
Yeah, it's if I have to be very honest, it's a shit show.
Now, the younger generation or the older generation?
It's a mixture. But here's the thing: we've been interacting a lot more. I would say 70% of people are more or less our age. So I would say in their 30s, early 40s. There's a handful of them that are under 30.
Yeah,
and there's I would say a smaller amount of people that are in their 50s.
Yeah,
with the amount of people that we've been interacting with, and everyone has more or less the same problem. But right now, what's interesting about this is that the older generation doesn't want to talk about this.
And we are people of solutions.
Yeah.
So we want them to talk about it so that we can find solutions together. It's no use just going on and about the issue when there's no tangible solution given to people. Right?
Yeah.
That's why we hope to get some really good guests to talk about topics that I'm not very comfortable with. You know?
Like what?
Like we want to bring a sex therapist.
Why aren't you comfortable with that? You're not comfortable with your sexuality.
No, I know I'm straight. That's for sure. But it's more about like the intimacies of the bedroom, and you know, it's kind of weird. I'll be honest with you. I'm just being true to myself.
You've never had a conversation of this?
No, I've had conversations with friends and family.
Let me. Have you never had a? Yeah.
No, I've had those conversations, but I'm saying in a public platform.
Yeah,
I'm not used to it. But the point of us is to have it, I see people issues, bro.
But have you had the conversation on a serious note, or it was just a joke?
No, serious, yeah.
So you should be comfortable with that.
No, I'm comfortable with the person, but not comfortable on a public platform, like, you know, the podcast.
We're not using you as a guinea pig, by the way. So chill.
It's not a physical podcast.
Yeah, just chill.
No, but it's the point that I'm just saying they have I'm just being honest and saying that I'm not like, it's not very comfortable with me, and I think because of my Muslim, you know, and this is why I'm mentioning it. Being a Muslim, we are known for being modest people, right? Come on. We don't generally talk about this.
Look at my face.
Wait, guys, you have to support me. I'm saying we're modest people, that the discussions that we have are centered around modesty.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm just saying to have that balance of modesty, talking about
this is such an interesting thought, because are you saying if I talk about intimacy, I'm not modest?
No, how you talk about it.
What do you mean how? There's only one way of talking about it.
No, like you can be a seedily, like, you know.
In and out.
No, you can be like a seedily way talking about it. Like, you know, this, like, what's the word? It's creepy way of talking about it.
Give me an example when you say creepy.
No, I'm just giving an example of where people are like, you know, they're like, oh yeah, like this, and like that.
Okay, I get
I'm
that.
trying to say we're going to be professional about it, but also because I realize why I'm going to do it. I've convinced myself to do it and talk about it and be comfortable with it. Because I've seen the issues that there are so many people that talk about this, and it's impacting people's life. People are having affairs because their spouses are not providing for them. People are watching pornography because they
providing for them in what way?
In the bedroom.
In what way?
Sexually.
In what way?
I don't know.
What you mean provide? What you mean not providing? I'm not doing it.
Yeah. They're not you know, enjoying it.
Doing it, and
they're not
it's not
enjoying
happening.
it. Yeah, it's not reaching to the point of orgasm, for example.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there's points of that I feel need to be discussed. Mufti Menk and a few other sheikhs had a conversation about it as well from the Muslim side. I think we have to deal with this head on. We've dealt with some of the bigger issues before. I'm willing to talk about it. So Shaheen, you got to find us a good guest.
Sex guru.
Yeah. It's not a creepy one.
No, but right now, on a serious note, what we picked up is that there's a lot of a disconnect within the bedroom with couples. What's allowed, what's not allowed.
Yeah.
What is your definition of an orgasm? Have you orgasmed? Have you done this? Have you done that? I mean, a couple of months ago, I did something with a friend of mine's sister was getting married.
Yeah.
And she was having a hen party. And I asked her to ask her friends, what do they think about sex? I was doing my own case study, right? Ho and behold, she came back and told me every single...
You just said ho and behold?
Yeah.
Oh, lo and behold.
Wait, check this. Every single one of them told her it's overrated.
Oh, wow.
Here's the best part.
All right.
Out of the 11 friends or 10 friends, 8 were under 30 and 2 were over 30.
Sure.
Every second friend is overrated, make like you have a headache, lie about it, blah, 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 blah. So what does that tell you? We have a problem.
Yeah.
But here's the
you're saying it's more on the men's side than the ladies' side?
I'm saying a discussion needs to be had. But here's the interesting, these women folk were too afraid to have the discussion with their partner and say, hey, listen, I want to be touched a certain way. I like certain things, because they were afraid of how their partner was going to react. Now, for me...
And then what happens? The person starts looking at other people.
Yeah, then for me...
They go to the gym, they find a new gym partner.
Yeah, 100%. But for me, if you can't have this conversation, why are you still in the marriage?
No, I don't think it's that you can say that.
No, I can't. Because,
I think it's fair. That's one
no.
aspect to marriage. It's not the aspect.
Why you got married in Islam?
I know, like, for example,
why you got married in Islam?
Wait, that's one of the aspects.
Why you got married in Islam?
Companionship, love,
I can have companionship
comfort.
without getting married.
No, brother.
No, wait.
There's a different type of companionship. You can't.
No,
with the opposite sex, you can't.
Let's be very real about something, right? if marriage was not fard or wajib, whatever you want to call it, right? Could I still have a companionship?
If marriage was not...
Can I still love?
No, the opposite sex or another brother, but I don't know, brother.
Imagine it wasn't obligatory or in the Islamic context, right?
With an opposite sex you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so no, you're saying marriage.
You want to have companionship with the same sex? SubhanAllah.
Yeah, brother, you can hold my hand, it's okay.
Bro, I
Pause,
can't do that.
pause.
Yeah, like really, in the Middle East, they do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see a lot of Pakistani and they hold their pinky fingers. I've even seen that.
That's brotherly love.
No, that's bullshit.
So you're saying that in a case where there's no, it's not compulsory, for example.
If it's not
With the
compulsory.
opposite sex and you have a friendship.
Yes.
Platonic.
Yeah. No. What I'm saying is this.
So you can cuddle.
No. Hear me out. What I'm
There's
saying
no
is.
physical. There's physical.
No, wait.
I'm just saying this. Sex is not the only thing of marriage.
No, but I'm coming to a point here, right? I'm coming to a point. If nikah wasn't nikah, right? Can I still love someone from the opposite sex?
Now, you see, what is your definition of love?
I'm coming to.
What is your
wait.
definition of love? I believe love.
Don't get technical. I'm coming to a point here.
No.
Can I still love, let's say, Melissa or Anissa, whatever? Can I still love her? Yes or no?
No, I mean, what is your definition of love?
I love her. I love her.
For what you love her?
I
Her
worship her. I
personality?
love her. I love everything about her.
But how did you get to know her?
Wait, I'm coming to a point.
How do you know the truth
You're not
about
allowing me to get to the point.
Okay, what do you want me to answer?
No.
Yes. Okay.
No, but what I'm saying is love doesn't stop. That's what I'm saying.
Love grows.
No, I'm coming to that, right?
Okay.
Can I still be a friend with her? Yes. Can I still have a companionship with her? Yes.
Okay.
Can I still care for her? Yes. Vice versa.
Okay.
Does that change?
Fine.
Do we need to open this?
No.
Does that change the day I get married? Does that grow? Because I got married.
Yes.
But what my point is, I can still have it.
You can
So
have
one
it,
of the
but you can
reasons-
never, I don't believe you can ever reach the point of true, for an opposite sex and that relationship until you're married, where you commit to each other and you have a period of time that you're together. And part of that is sex.
Part of that is like,
Yes.
it's based on sex.
It's not based on sex.
Most of
I
it's
don't
based
believe
on
it's
sex.
based on sex.
It is.
No.
It's to identify children. It's to procreate. It's to have a family.
Yeah, part of it.
Yes.
So you're saying that your marriage is not perfect if you have not had children.
No. I mean, come on.
Because you're saying that's part of it.
No. Wait. If you don't have sex.
If you don't have sex, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
There's
about.
no consummation.
Yeah, but you're talking about the basis of sex, not
Okay.
children.
So consummation of marriage,
Is an integral part to the marriage.
yes, I'm not saying it's not integral.
Right.
I'm saying it's not the only thing.
Well, what did Mufti Ming say?
What did Mufti Ming say?
What did he say?
What did he say?
About
Marriage?
about a woman. Can a man stop or a woman has to come first?
Yeah.
Say it.
No, Mufti Ming said that you need to have a woman, it's one of her rights is that to reach orgasm.
Yes,
Yeah.
before
Before?
the man.
Not necessarily before the man.
But the man can't stop.
Yeah, he said, no, your aim should be, and he gave examples, you can actually achieve that through foreplay, afterplay, all of those things.
Afterplay.
Yeah,
What's
the
afterplay?
one Sheikh brought up afterplay, first time I heard about it. So he says you can reach all of that. You don't have to have penetration.
What's
to that.
afterplay?
I don't know, like cuddling and stuff after.
You can reach an orgasm from cuddling.
I don't know. But he's just saying that one of the reasons, one of the things in marriage, you should ensure that the woman does reach that. Because as you rightfully say, that's the purpose of, one of the purposes of having relations, is to remove your carnal, to reach to complete your carnal desire.
So
So he says,
I think we're both talking about the same thing,
but slightly different.
slightly different, right?
Okay.
So I'm talking about the fact that, right?
Yeah.
The sex part.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not talking about children. I'm not talking about anything after that. I'm talking about the actual sex part. Now, if your partner's not getting any satisfaction from this, what do
Yeah.
we do? There lies our problem.
There lies the problem is satisfaction.
Yes, and
Right?
what to do, what's allowed, what's not allowed, blah, blah.
Yes.
Because here's something so interesting. Every single one we spoke to, you ask them certain questions, they tell you, haram. Okay. But when you have a private conversation with them, no, the Abba said I can do this.
Yeah.
The Malala said I can do this, but I can't come out on a public platform and
And
say
say
this.
it. Yeah.
Okay, so when do we actually have these conversations then?
Yeah.
Because we're having a massive problem. And for us to sit and think that nothing affects Muslims is problematic.
Yeah.
For us to think that there's no affairs happening within the Muslim community is problematic.
Absolutely.
For us to think that there's no dating, there's no sex happening is problematic. You are lying to yourself.
Yeah.
That's the reality of this. You're lying to yourself. So we need to start having these conversations to understand that this is a beautiful thing to do.
Yeah.
Why is it a taboo? Why is it such a taboo?
It's a taboo because when I said I'm uncomfortable with it, is because, and I mentioned the word that I'm Muslim, and then we feel it's an immodest act. No, I'm just saying that's how people are taught. That it's like an immodest act. But it's immodest with the wrong person in the wrong circumstances. But with your spouse, it's actually an ibadah.
So why would
it's it's as if you're praying. It has a level.
That's so interesting.
It has a level of you praying. So because it's an ibadah, it's an act of worship to Allah, that I'm fulfilling the needs of my spouse. SubhanAllah, that's incredible.
So
that's incredible.
Yes, something interesting.
That realization.
Yeah, but here's something interesting.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about all the negatives?
What's the negatives?
Don't do this because you're going to commit zina, like what you just said now.
Yeah.
We look at all the immoral acts, right? Yeah. Which prevents us about talking about something that's beautiful and which in a sense is in the form of ibadah.
Yeah, there's a cultural aspect to it. I know that I grew up with and that many of us have grown up with as well. The Indian culture, like, hey, brother, we don't talk about these things.
Then when do you talk about it?
Yeah, that's the problem. Like I was saying, my father never had the birds and bees talk with me.
He never?
No. And I don't have an issue. But
you're looking at magazines.
there was this. My friends from school will know the joke that we had.
No, but listen. On a serious note, when we grew up, there was no phones.
Yeah,
it was magazines. Let's be real about this, right?
And what VHS tapes?
I didn't go that far, bro. Did you go that far? Did you really get tapes?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, right,
like movie. Yeah.
In today's time, most kids, I don't know any child over the age of 7 that doesn't have a phone.
Yeah.
Which means you have access to everything that we didn't have access to.
And if you think you
have more information.
Yeah, and if you think they don't have the actual access to the actual thing, bro, you slide through TikTok for your first time you ever have TikTok.
Yeah.
Right? When we open up our accounts on TikTok and you're following nobody.
Yeah.
TikTok is already giving you an algorithm that it thinks you need.
Yeah.
Right? Boom. You must see what it shows me. African woman shaking, dancing, all the... the dancing act.
The twerking.
Yeah, the dancing
act. You like it?
No. Listen.
No? Okay.
Listen, the dancing act. Because that's what was popular at the time for someone with 0 followers.
Yeah.
And as soon as you start liking, boom, the algorithm says, right, this person likes the stuff. So that's what I'm going to show him.
I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, I was watching a podcast with...
Those kids are watching then porn.
I was watching a podcast with Muhammad Hijab and Sneeko.
Yeah.
Recently.
The one in Bosnia.
Is it in Bosnia where he's wearing shorts? He talks about the shorts.
Bosnia.
So Muhammad Hijab hits out and says, I didn't know this. X now allows porn.
X?
Yeah, because it's freedom of speech.
Don't lie.
Freedom of expression.
Like full on.
I don't know to what extent.
Jeez.
Because then he attacks the fact that Elon is criticizing his son who became a woman.
Yes.
So he says, okay, but you talk about freedom of speech. Nevertheless, that's not the point. The point being, X now promotes or you can access.
And that was like a news source.
Yeah, and I mean, who's not on X? Who's not on Instagram?
Well, thank God kids are not on X because I don't think many kids go to Twitter.
Yeah, but the point being, it's easily accessible. Now, if we're not going to have this conversation about
masturbation and young kids,
masturbation, can a woman touch herself? Can a man do this? Insert what's this thing? Are toys allowed? Is it halal? Is it haram? Why is gay sex haram? We're not going to talk about this right? From our masjids.
And even those kids who are feeling gay.
Yeah, 100%.
How for them to deal with the issue.
Yeah, 100%. If we're not going to talk about this, then what are they going to do? What's the website you told me about? Pornhub.
I didn't tell you anything about that.
Why are you smiling at that?
I know nothing about these things.
They're going to go on Pornhub or any of these porn sites, right? And funny enough, by the way...
You just said X.
Yeah, funny enough, Pornhub is actually owned by a rabbi.
Oh, my God.
Can you believe that? And if you look at the reason why he set this up... It's crazy. It was to destroy everything else. It's crazy. And it's actually... He's rich. He's what he sets out to do. But nevertheless, you have access to all that. It's free. You don't pay for that.
It's free, yeah.
It's free. So we're not going to have these conversations with our children, with our partners. I mean, every Muslim you meet tells you...
Scary.
Or every second person you meet tells you, my husband's watching porn. My wife is watching porn. Why? Because you never have the conversation with him. So they'll tell you, watch porn to learn something. So it's okay for me to go to there to learn what to do with my wife on my wedding night. Piss off, man.
Do you know what that one sheikh said? A woman is allowed to divorce her husband if he forces her to watch them. That's how bad it is.
Really?
Yeah.
So, but the
because
point,
that's how he receives pleasure. So he says, join me on this.
But the point being, people would say, go and you're getting married, like a joke. Hey, go watch some porn. You can learn something.
Yeah.
Okay, but when I go watch it, and I learn like what I'm supposed to do, you're not gonna like it because then I'm gonna keep watching it because it became my ustad, it became my teacher.
Yeah, and then what the guys were saying that you got that taste. Now it's not enough for you.
No,
so now you want to see more crazier things. Then you end up in bestiality.
Yeah, bestiality is actually legal in Germany.
Oh my God!
For those that don't know what's bestiality, it's
don't research it.
It's interaction with animals. And porn, a lot of people don't know this. It actually changes the chemical compound or something in your brain.
Wow!
So you can't. When we talk about porn addiction,
the pleasure centers.
Yes, when we talk about the addiction, a lot of people don't know this. The addiction is not the act. You know that, right?
Wait, say something.
The addiction is not the act.
Right.
The addiction is me experiencing what I
experienced
the first time with me ejaculating or me touching myself.
Oh, it's like how drugs are. The first time you had it was the best high you ever have in your life.
Chasing the dragon. We call it that. So I'm not addicted to male and female, whatever the case is. It's not that. It's me getting to that point of arousal, of me coming, experiencing that orgasm. That's what we're chasing. It's not the actual deed.
And then you have the clarity of mind after that. Like, what did I do? Well, bro, this is such an interesting topic, and I can't wait to have a full-on podcast about this. We're already going down that rabbit hole. So keep watching. We're going to have an amazing guest to talk about this. It's going to be uncomfortable for me, but Shane will hold my hand.
We'll hold your hand. We'll hold your hand. You know what? We need to come out of this mindset of it's
an immoral act with your spouse. Let's start there.
Yeah. If it's with your spouse, why is it immoral?
Yeah.
I mean, again, we're not talking about I'm going out on the street and I'm banging someone or doing whatever. We're not talking about that. We're talking about your partner. We're talking about stuff like that. And again, if you look at I wish I could show you guys our comments, and not the comments, our DMs. And look at the anonymous questions.
Yeah,
it's crazy. I mean, we got one yesterday. Myself and Nazi couldn't answer about sex and culture.
Yeah,
which I'm actually going to put up as a post and get the general public to answer this
because it's going to lead to that next conversation we have. But it was so interesting how many we have not shared. People have questioned me, saying, why you're overdoing it now. You're overdoing it with anonymous questions. And I was like, this is research that any scientist would want. We're getting it directly from people, and it's anonymous, so they don't really have to say who they are.
Yeah.
And the point is that we can get this information so we can have a better picture of our community, so we can deal with those issues.
If anyone wants to have a look at those questions, they're actually saved on our highlights.
Yeah, highlights on Instagram.
Yeah. It's actually, I got so much more that has come out, which will come out maybe tonight or tomorrow.
All right.
But anyway, it was amazing.
Thank you, everyone, for the support for the previous podcasts. And keep watching. We're going to be uploading. There's going to be, as I said, we're now global scale. And we want to keep that momentum going. So thanks again.
Thank you guys for the support. And may Allah or God or whatever you believe bless you always. Until next time.
Peace out. For now.